Hello, everyone, and welcome to First Coast Living. I'm Casey DeSantis.
And I'm Charlene Shirk.
And I'm Steve Fendera, meteorologist Steve Fendera, joining these two lovely ladies on this fine Thursday.
You better say that. We're flying.
There we go. There we go.
We have easy access to you if you should say something we don't like. No, you are joining us today, and we're excited about that. And we're going to talk about what's swirling around in the Gulf.
Yes, absolutely.
Because a lot of people are saying, what in the world? Where did this come from? Well, yeah, we'll get to that in just a second.
Put some minds at ease.
Put some minds at ease. That's what we like to hear. But first, we're starting with a story that I know many of you have been following out in Las Vegas. You've been probably watching all of the latest developments in the wake of that horrific shooting. And as you know, the President and First Lady were in Las Vegas yesterday meeting with some of the victims and survivors. Well, that includes one man whose encounter is now going viral. Thomas Gunderson, who was shot in the leg. He said he was running towards Mandalay Bay when a bullet just pierced his leg out of nowhere. He's been in the hospital ever since. And as you can see in this video, he was waiting for the first couple to walk through the door. And even though he was shot in the leg, he said he was going to do everything he could to stand up for the First Lady. And then a few minutes later, you can see the President is out in the hallway talking with some of the doctors. He said, you know, I had trouble, but I found it very important that when the President of the United States walks in the door, I am going to stand for him. And this video has since gone viral. And I think President Trump said he's one tough guy.
I think everyone appreciates when you honor the office.
Absolutely.
Regardless of your political position,
and that's
that
what
you
he
honor
said.
the office.
Post this, he said, you know, I hope that this doesn't go political.
Right.
I hope that, standing for the president who's coming to see me after I was shot by a gunman isn't going to cause a tizzy online. So good for him.
Well, good to see brave and courageous things. We've seen a lot of that coming out of Puerto Rico, a lot of that coming out of the disasters that we've, gosh, it just seems like the whole month has been full of them. And so that's why you're here to bring us a little sigh of relief, maybe for us, for everyone.
A good sigh of relief. Not for the whole state of Florida, but at least the peninsula. I think we could take a step back and relax a little bit and kind of look at the science and be like, okay, you know, don't have our minds racing and things like that. And
because it looks like
Charlene,
a mess
what you were
when you
saying,
look at it.
what you were saying before, you know, with all these things happening, it's kind of a reminder how powerful Mother Nature is, and a reminder that the human race is not the most powerful thing here. You know, we have to pay tribute where due. And being said, there in Mother Nature, we have Tropical Storm Nate. It is now interacting with land over Nicaragua and will be into Honduras later today as well. So some serious flash flooding there likely. But as this thing cruises north, I really think it's going to cruise north and get some good momentum. So the latest track has it, you know, further a little bit to the west. All guidance kind of signals have all kind of come into agreement. So there was some uncertainty yesterday and this morning because some things weren't all in agreement. Some of the pieces were kind of missing here and there to get a hold of this. But kind of those pieces are slowly coming together. So I think really at the end of the day today, we'll have an even better idea. But as of now, things are looking much better for the peninsula of Florida. I know lots of football games going on this weekend. A lot of people wondering Saturday, what's the game looking like? What's the game looking like? I think games should play, but we have to pay attention to the uncertainty that comes when we go by the end of this weekend into Sunday and Monday when we look at a couple days out. So everyone really from the Gulf Coast of Louisiana to the panhandle of Florida still in the areas of concern here. So I know FSU is playing in Tallahassee Saturdays. That's going to be an area to watch. But I think here locally, we've kind of taken a step back a little bit at some of the impacts we can expect, and I think we've kind of tweaked up that weekend forecast as we head into Saturday and Sunday and Monday.
Is it going to be heavy rains? We already have big winds right now at the beach. We've got high tides.
Yeah, and this prolonged nor'easter has been posing so many impacts because there's so much water around that we've been so saturated that anything else is just.
Are we going to get a deluge over the weekend?
I think really into Saturday and Sunday when we see the biggest impacts, they're going to be in the form of just an increased chance of some thunderstorms that'll provide, severity to them. So there could be a couple severe thunderstorms here and there, some gusty winds, some quick downpours. But I think we should fare all right with this system. But like I said, we'll get a much better handle on the forecast as we head through later today into Thursday. So just stay tuned with the forecast because it's all likely to change a couple days out. But no need to panic, no need to worry.
He's on it.
Don't lose sleep over this. Just
good.
I feel much better.
When
a lot of
to
charity
science,
events moved after Irma. They
right.
pushed into this month. So the minute they hear hurricane, they're like, "Oh my gosh, what are we going to do?"
Still in the thick of hurricane
but
season.
everybody's okay with their plans unless it's outdoors.
And we have to be concerned about the panhandle as well. So the further west you go, the more of a threat of impacts from this system we'll see.
All right. Players by the Sea, you can continue on with your event. Don't worry about it. They're in Jack's Beach. You're in good shape. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Stephen. This is something that we can definitely all get on board with. Students in Panama City were able to bring their pets to school Wednesday morning.
I love this.
For the past 5 years, students from Holy Nativity School have been invited to bring their pets to school on St. Francis Day. The day honors St. Francis and his love for pets and children. Both the kids and the parents were excited to show off their furry family members, and it wasn't just dogs and cats being blessed. Ferrets, rabbits, birds. Of course, there's always that kid who brings a snake. They were all brought to the annual blessing event.
I am so excited. I've been going here since 2nd grade, and every year I bring a different pet, and this is Bubbles' first year.
Bubbles seems excited.
Aww.
I love the video of the boy with the cat. If we could just play that over and over and over, it would make my day.
It's about the size of him.
It is about the size. One big cat. That's one big cat. I think we should do this and extend it to workplace environments too, because I think everyone would be totally jazzed if you could bring.
I gotta tell you,
that guy.
my office is located in my home. I have an office, and those 2 dogs are with me every day, and there's nothing more relaxing than taking 5 minutes after a stressful call, sit on the floor, pet the dogs, refocus, get back to work. I think it's huge help.
You guys had a lot of dogs running around.
Yep. Furry friends around to help you cheer up a bit.
That's so cool.
All right, well, there are more and more signs that fall is finally here, and one of those is Connecticut's premier non-scary fall destination. Hey, Casey, finally, we found a spot for us. It is now officially open. This is a big deal in the Northeast. It's Pumpkin Town, USA, or as Casey would say, Punkin Town, USA. And it is a favorite fall destination in the East Hampton area. So a small pumpkin patch called Paul's and Sandy's 2 opened in 1990 with just 2 pumpkin heads named Leroy Butternut and Penelope Parton. Well, each year the population grew, and then in 1993, when the population reached like 38 business owners, Paul and Sandy created Pumpkin Town.
Yeah, and as many as 25,000 people from all over the world visit Pumpkin Town, USA during the 6 weeks that it's open. So there you go. If you're going to the Northeast, you can go up there and hang out in Pumpkin Town, USA. I think that's neat. It's a neat sign that falls here. You know, you see the little pumpkin patches around. There's one on Hendricks. You know, and I know.
Yeah.
I'm talking.
Oh, that was
Italian.
No,
You're getting with 3
I
Italians.
was pointing to the harvest and
I thought he was making fun of my talking with the hands, which is kind of
trust
an
me, I talk
Italian
with my hands
thing.
way too
Our
much.
harvest basket, our horn of plenty, if
It's
you
our
will.
cornucopia of fake things. But it's neat because you're driving down Hendricks and now you see the pumpkin patches. And I don't know. It's just
Change of season always gets
pumpkin
people
spice
excited,
lattes.
right?
It does. I love this time of year.
All right, well, even though we're only cracking the surface of October already, we're seeing signs of holiday shopping and estimates of how much people are expected to spend this year. A national survey found that overall holiday spending across the U.S. is expected to rise some 6% to an average of $1,189 per person. Now, wealthier shoppers are expected to really spend. Those earning $100,000 to $150,000 are expected to jack up their holiday spending by 15% to $1,609 per person. The survey was conducted by PricewaterhouseCoopers.
I don't know if I'll be spending that much, to say the least, but I think I will be starting early this year thanks to Amazon Prime.
There you go. Yeah, I'm a guy, so it ends up being last minute when we do shopping.
That's what Amazon Prime is for you on the back end.
Yeah,
That's her on the front end. That's yours on the back end.
But when you see a sale, you got to take advantage of it.
All right, so this is also the time of year when people think about charity. I was mentioning a lot of charity events were pushed into the October-November season. And with many recent disasters, from the Las Vegas shooting to the hurricanes in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, the earthquake in Mexico, many people around the world are desperately in need. And it can oftentimes leave us feeling a little helpless. It's like, what do we do to help?
What can you do, and how do you know that the money that you're donating are going to the intended purposes? You know, there was some controversy about the American Red Cross. I know they came on to talk about it, but it's like, well, okay, where's the accountability? So Mike Wendland, he shows us some apps that he says are designed to help users donate to charity. Take a look.
Charity Miles is for walkers, runners, or bikers who want to turn their miles into cash for charities. It tracks your workout mileage, so then you earn a small amount for charity every time. You can choose from more than 40 charities. It's free for iOS and Android. The app called Donate a Photo takes advantage of something most people do regularly with their smartphones: take pictures. From Johnson & Johnson, it has you take a photo and share it in the Donate a Photo gallery. You can share it by your own social media as well, and in exchange, Johnson & Johnson will donate $1 to a charity that you pick. You can do one picture a day free for iOS and Android. And the United Nations-based app called Share the Meal fights global hunger. Tap the app on your phone, give 50 cents. It'll feed one child for one day. And what's more, you can see exactly where your donation's going and who it's helping. The organization claims 15 million meals already have been shared free for iOS and Android.
And if you want to learn more about the apps, you can head to pcmike.com.
And speaking of technology, Google. I mean, everyone's talking about the new iPhone that costs an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
So there you go. Put that on your gift list, $1,000 for a new iPhone. Well, there were some new Google events, or I should say a Google event where they revealed and unveiled their new products. They launched 2 versions of its new smartphone, the Pixel 2 with a 5-inch display starting at $650, and then that thing was $850 with a 6-inch screen. It's the Pixel 2 XL.
Well, the update features a dual pixel camera and water resistant, but no headphone jack still. Instead, Google hopes that you will buy Pixel Buds, new $160 wireless headphones. Google revealed 2 new smart speakers, the Google Home Mini, which will sell for about $50 each, and the price here, Google Home Max, at about $400. As soon as it has Max on the name, you know it's going to cost you more. Well, the new Google Daydream View is an updated virtual reality headset that will sell for just $100. So those are always exciting, the big reveals. Are you a big techie guy?
I might just get a flip phone again.
No,
I don't
stop.
know.
The guy.
I mean, I love it. It's great what you can do with these things. It's incredible, but you know, there's so much greatness in the world right in front of your 2 eyes.
Right, I know. You get one of those people that are just into their phones 24/7.
But it's so cool and it's so impressive what they do and whatnot. I just wish it wasn't so expensive.
You're like my dad. At some point, he just shunned technology. You are. He just shunned it. He said, all I want to do is talk on the phone and maybe text. And he hates text because he hates autocorrect, because anytime he texts something, it doesn't come out the way he wanted it to. And so he sends us like 4 subsequent texts, like rants of how angry he was that the previous text was a mess because of autocorrect. It's actually quite hilarious.
Those are entertaining. I love those. All right, well, on the cell phone theme, when was the last time, so we're all talking about all the gadgets and all the fun things. When was the last time you actually took a look at your cell phone plan?
Yikes.
I don't really want to be honest.
It's like looking at the water bill.
Or
like, I got to use the water. Okay, I spend what I spend.
With a bank statement after a long weekend, you
Yep.
go,
The taxes and fees for what? Hold on. So carriers are offering more of those unlimited options, the unlimited data, use it as much as you want. But the question is, you're buying all that stuff, do you really need it? Bob Hansen has investigated that. Take a look.
As much as we rely on our phones these days, people are not so quick to switch between carriers.
I got the same plan I had when I started.
Maybe twice in the last 10 years.
I'm just so used to my plan that I don't ever have problems with my carrier.
But user demands and competition has the major carriers always looking for an edge. And right now, that edge appears to be creating new unlimited phone plans.
There's a lot of movement around unlimited, and all of the major carriers offering changes or plans that cover unlimited data structures.
Scott Peterson is a senior analyst with Gap Intelligence. He says when you study all the unlimited offers on the market, including the new one being offered by Verizon, you quickly discover they are not all the same.
My best advice for individual consumers would be to monitor their personal data usage and find a plan that fits that, rather than just going all in for unlimited, because that's what the marketing tells us.
Peterson says despite the name, unlimited plans can limit connection speeds, screen resolution, hotspot capabilities, and other features. And the trend is impacting overall performance.
Download speeds with major carriers are fading based on more people jumping on unlimited plans.
So all this talk about unlimited data, phones, texts, but do we really need unlimited capabilities?
Consumers really need to sort of be aware of what their own needs are. I hear unlimited, I want it, gimme, but do I need it? Absolutely not.
Yeah, but then I don't have to think about it.
That's true.
Because how many times do you hate it when you get the text saying, you have just exceeded your data limit. We're going to charge you another $15-20 to your plan.
I never get that message because
you have unlimited.
And plus, honestly, you know why? It's probably for all the pictures of dogs that I take. My phone is full of pictures of my dogs.
Oh, yeah.
And so my husband's like, do you really need all these pictures?
Right.
And then when I try to figure out which ones to get rid of, I'm like, I just can't do it. So
all the technology coming out nowadays, we got the cloud and everything that uploaded.
Oh yeah, you still got to buy storage in the cloud. cloud, you know.
Well, yeah.
I've
okay.
expanded
And
my
the Wi-Fi.
Dropbox, my Google Drive, my cloud, my phone.
Cloud. Yeah,
Trust
what is
me.
the cloud?
I own a lot
let's
of.
just-
I own a lot of cloud
Let's
space.
just print out the photos. What's it, like 25 cents at CVS
You
or
really
something?
are like my
Print out
dad.
the photos. And then you could frame them.
But then you got to put them in a photo album. That takes space. And where you're going to put those?
The filters on Instagram. Let's buy a photo and a frame. How about that?
You know, I did. I actually printed out a bunch of photos the other day. I was really quite proud because I'm thinking I need some actual photos that aren't on my phone to put in the house in frames.
Yeah,
And
all
I did it. You'd be proud
my
of me,
pictures
Steve.
are in boxes at the storage in case the hurricane comes through right now.
She is hurricane
I got all
ready.
these empty hooks all over the wall, and I don't care. That's why I'm like, I'm
Hurricane season.
hesitant to pull out the whole Halloween
Put it all
garb.
back, yeah.
I'm just tired.
If you don't, this one really prepares for the hurricane. She heeds your warnings when
There
you're
we
up there
go.
talking. She had a U-Haul. What was it? 2 days? No,
2 years ago with
years ago.
Matthew, because they were going to have 9-foot storm surges, so we took the whole first floor out of
Better
the
to be
house.
prepared, though.
Apparently.